Greetings, blockheads! Avocado here to talk about another great American hero. Today we'll be talking about the epitome of Southern Belle charm and class. Floride Calhoun, the former Second Lady of the United States, the wife and first cousin of John C. Calhoun, the former Vice President and Senator from South Carolina. She was the daughter of former U.S. Senator of South Carolina, John E. Calhoun, and the niece-in-law of South Carolina Congressman and slave owner Andrew Pickens. She married her first cousin on January 8, 1811, and the couple had 10 children altogether. 3 unfortunately died at an early age. Her fourth child, Anna Maria Calhoun, later married former mining engineer turned statesman Thomas Clemson. The two would later found the University of Clemson in 1889. Floride would move to Washington, D.C. in 1817 when her husband was appointed the Secretary of War in James Monroe's administration. From then on, she would become a socialite. 8 years later, Floride would become Second Lady of the United States, and along with her friends would form a social group that was informally called the Petticoats. The cabinet members' wives were all part of the Petticoats except one, Peggy, the newly wedded wife of Jackson's Secretary of War, John Eaton, and the mother of 2. Floride, the self-appointed leader of the Petticoats, disapproved of the Eatons' marriage due to the rumor and gossip of Peggy's previous marriage and the strange circumstances behind the end of it. She also disliked Peggy on a personal level because of the way she acted around other men, the way she dressed and conducted herself in public, and how outspoken she was about politics, and the hot gossip about how she was sexually promiscuous and a woman of the evening. They ostracized the Eatons from all social events and refused to acknowledge them in public. President Jackson was unhappy with all of the drama going on in his cabinet and refused to believe the rumors about Peggy Eaton, saying she's as chaste as a virgin, and put the root of the problem stemming from Floride's husband, John Calhoun, because of the disagreements the two had with each other. Peggy's husband supported the Tariff of 1828, while Calhoun opposed it, which eventually led to the Nullification Crisis. Jackson's niece, Emily Donaldson, who was acting as the First Lady due to the president being a widower, sided with the Petticoats. This infuriated the president, who replaced her with his adopted son, Andrew Jackson Jr.'s wife, Sarah, as the acting First Lady unofficially in 1831 after the end of the Petticoat affair. For the next 2 years, the drama that Floride initially caused with her petticoats was passed along to their husbands, which caused a huge rift within Andrew Jackson's cabinet. The crisis ended on June 17, 1831, when Secretary of State Martin Van Buren resigned, followed by John Eaton. The next day, the Secretary of the Navy, John Branch, who left a month earlier, U.S. Attorney General John Berrien, and Secretary of Treasury Samuel Ingham, who was challenged to a duel by John Eaton. John C. Calhoun refused to resign and remained vice president until near the end of his term before joining the Senate after quickly resigning when the previous senator gave up his seat after becoming governor and appointed Calhoun to the position. Jackson was able to rebuild his cabinet with men loyal to him and would eventually win a second term, while Calhoun as a senator would continue to remain as a thorn in his side. Floride would have to be content with being the wife of a politician and due to her husband's tarnished reputation would never become president of the United States. She would leave Washington, D.C. and live the rest of her life living on the family plantation out in Fort Hill, South Carolina, and would outlive her husband by 18 years and would die at the age of 74. Floride and her petticoats nearly destroyed the presidency of Andrew Jackson and ruined the presidential dreams of her cousin husband. But the effort she put in to ruin the proto-feminist movement that was inspired by Peggy Eaton made her a true American hero.